Hello. I think it's better now. Can you hear me now? Okay. Please let me know if you can hear me. If anybody can hear me, okay? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start just with a sketch. I'm gonna use a little bit of blue with a lot of water. And let's make a sketch here. The top, the bottom, just trying to see the overall shape where I'm going to place the face. Okay, I think this is okay here. The center line of the center line of the face, the line for the eyes, brow, nose, and chin. You know that, I mean, to do this, you just need to follow the normal proportions, the canon. So from the brow to the nose, same distance from the nose to the bottom of the chin. Okay, the eyes are usually on the middle of the whole head, from the top to the bottom. Okay, the eyes are in the middle. I'm speaking about the canon. I'm not speaking about the measurements. That maybe she could have like a bigger head, or maybe a smaller head. Who knows? But first, I have to use the canon in order to have a structured drawing. Okay. Okay. Let's see. One eye should be here. Okay. Let's see the angle of the nose. And the contour of the face. Okay, from the nose, from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. Usually the mouth, the bottom of the mouth is in the middle, around here. On top of this line, that's going to be the whole mouth. And to prevent that my face just tilted different from the picture, I'm gonna look for some alignments. For example, I see that the corner of the mouth on the photograph, okay, is aligned up with, I think it's kind of the iris here. Let me use my brush to see. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna think about this during the whole process, and this way this is gonna prevent the mouth or the eyes to move maybe too much to the left or right. Okay, let me see the center of the nose. I always check out this angle. Okay, in order to check out this angle, just use your brush and put it on top of your photo and move it like this, and you're gonna have the right angle there. Okay. Hello, Hassan. Hello, Latix. What is your painting surface, please? I'm painting on canvas. Okay. I think with this I have enough. You know, I'm gonna paint and draw at the same time, and because I don't start with a really accurate drawing, I mean, if I spend a lot of time here just that's gonna be kind of a waste of time for me trying to be precise with the brush. I have to paint and draw. Okay, let's pick up some painting. First I'm gonna mix just an orange, because the skin color is just an orangey color, a grayish orangey color, and I have to just grade down that orange. I can use blue or gray. Okay, give me a second. Okay, let's mix some orange. Now, a touch of blue is going to grade down this orange. Okay, if it looks greenish, you need to add red and white. Too yellowish. I'm gonna add more paint on top of this. That's okay, I mean, with acrylics, because it dries so fast, that's okay. Add more red, more white. Hello Anamalo, hello simplemente arte. Hello Lee Atelier. Okay. Let's continue painting. I'm just putting just one color for the lights. You can, with acrylics, I can try to be faster and mix two colors and try to blend them, or just, let's say, add one color, let it dry, and then add the next color. Okay. I'm gonna spray water on my brush. I need now a different brush. This one is gonna be okay. I need more yellow. Now remember, every time that you want to knock down a color, your first option, it could be adding the complementary color on your color wheel. So when I knock down orange, you add a touch of blue. Okay, the other way is using gray, black and white. I mean, I gotta say that a landscape painter is going to choose the complementary color. A portrait painter is gonna choose. I mean, I'm speaking mostly, not all of them. Is gonna choose gray, maybe gray paint or black and white. Okay, I gotta see the drawing. I have to check out always the proportions. Okay. Okay, I think this is just too colorful, but that's okay. You know, it's gonna dry fast. I'll be back on top of this color with a grayish color, a grayish color. Stepping back, checking out. Okay. Hello, David. Hello, Scriabine. Hello. Do you prefer oil or acrylics? I prefer oil paints. Maybe you're asking right now and why I'm painting with acrylics. You know that when we say that we prefer something, it's not like uh, we're not gonna try different materials or techniques. You know that what I love about acrylics is the dry time, dry faster, and I can just put more paint and more paint and glaze and do a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do it with oil paints, because I would wait. With oil paints, I have to wait for the oil paints to dry. But here, it's just I have to wait like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and continue painting. Hello, Jonas. Hello, Waria. Hello, Michael. I'm just using water. You know that I have heard that there is some retarded, some kind of medium that slow down the dry time in acrylics, that even I have heard that looks like acrylics with that medium looks like oil paint because it takes a lot of time to dry. Well, perfect. But you know, I don't like that. If I work with acrylics, it's because I want them to dry faster. If I paint with oils, it's because I want them to dry slower. Okay, I'm stepping back just a minute. Let me see if the color is okay here in my screen. Yeah, I think everything is okay. For some reason, I don't know why, but I find this, for me, I mean, really relaxing adding this amount of paint. I use this brush for blending. I just wet the brush and take out the excess of water, and I do this. Okay, and you see some blending here. Hello Manuel, hello Miek. Gabriel, any tips for blending wet on dry acrylic paints? I'm gonna do that in a minute. The good thing about acrylics, you know, if I make a mistake, that's gonna be easier to correct. Sometimes Jonas is writing, sometimes when I paint portraits I use my hands to blend the colors in a circular motion. Yeah, that's good too, yeah. If that works, perfect. gray down this color a little bit more, just black and white. I need more white. I'm doing this. Yes, hit. Yeah, okay. No, right now I'm trying to add a little bit more red to the cheeks. I repeat this in every video about the reddish areas on the face, the cheek, nose, upper and lower eyelid. Okay, and a little bit on the forehead and on the chin, just a little bit. Okay. Mixing this gray with the skin color. I need to spray water on my brushes here. It was too dark. I'm not going to leave this like that. I just wanted to gray down the color around here. You know that there are some areas on the face that there is not too much color on the skin. Usually in the nasal bone between the eyes. Okay, and obviously always here. Now I added too much gray. What I'm trying to make is this. Okay, let me show you. a difference here with this color red and this area here. Now it's just too bright. You can make this kind of greenish if you want, okay, or grayish. I'm choosing gray. Okay, you can choose green, gray, oh no, or just let's say the same skin color, but just a little bit more grayish. That means darker orangey grayish color. Well, kind of difficult to explain with words, eh? It's more about showing that explaining. I don't know if you can see the difference, obviously, eh? This color. Okay, I'm just going to let dry this, and I'm going to draw a little bit. When I say draw, I mean I'm going to try to make details on the face. Boris, how come you added gray now? Yes, I mean I did that because my face was too orangey. Yeah, and yeah, you know, since it's kind of easier to add more and more paint, I'm feeling okay with this, even that I see this kind of really grayish. That's okay, I'm gonna put more paint on top of that. Okay, happy. Do you have any plans of making a monochrome portrait, like using only black and white? Yeah, maybe. Michael, what would be the best tip you could give for painting with acrylic, except for painting quicker? Okay. Yeah, I think the best. Okay, I mean, always proportion, drawing, all of that is. I mean, that's the basic things that we need to know. We're speaking about, let's say, the way that you approach, or you think, or you feel when you paint with acrylics. Okay, usually, I have seen so many people, like, they prefer acrylics, but at the same time they kind of have to deal with the dry time, and that kind of stress then maybe too much, and you cannot paint. I mean, we already have a stress, we already have some pressure when we paint something, and especially when we paint something realistic, and on top of that, uh, uh, paint with that pressure, because the kind of the material is fighting you. Okay, first, that would be just try to relax about that. Okay, you know that this painting is gonna dry on you. There is no way to fight that. I mean, unless you use, of course, a different medium or something retarded, something that slow down the process. But if you just use water. Okay, I think the best option just is stop fighting that, and let's work with that. Okay, you have to take advantage of that. It's just like the same way that we take advantage of oil paint when we try slower to blend and all of that. It's the same with acrylics. Definitely the blending, that's gonna be different. We can blend if we add two colors together, one next to the other, and blend in the middle, or we can fade the paint, and that's something that, I mean, maybe something that I do more than blending. Like here, okay, I can make this sharp, or I can fade the paint on top of the other. Okay. Yeah, because if we fight the material, mean, on top of that, we are really so worried about having the proportions right, values right, yeah? How dark, how light is something. On top of that, they're trying to get the likeness, and on top of that, fighting with the dry time. It's just that's just crazy. It's too much. I don't think that we can handle that much. You have to wait while trying for oil paint. I didn't get the question. You have to wait while trying for oil paint. Sorry. Hello, Cage. Okay, I need to step back. I need to check out the proportions. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, let's continue drawing. I have the eyes here. Okay, the nose. Just a minute, just a minute. The only problem for me is that sometimes I forget that I have to spray water because you know that I get used to paint with oil paints, and I keep forgetting sometimes that I'm painting. I have to just keep my paintings wet, the acrylic wet. Just going to add more light here. I think it's a weight more. This is going to start drying on me. Okay, let's see, the highlight is here. Have to move this a little bit up. Highlight here and here. Okay, maybe this light is too bright. Let's see. stepping back. I'm going to zoom in my image here. That's okay. Let's see, I have the eye here, brow, nose, mouth, chin. Okay. Proportions. Yeah, I need to move the mouth a little bit lower. Yeah. If you have any question, just write it down, please. Sometimes I just run out of words and I'm not gonna say anything. Just painting. Feel free to ask me any question. Okay. I add the paint with this brush. I'm gonna use this one for blending. Okay, something like that. I have both here with this hand. Okay. I add paint here and I use this for blending. Okay. bright. Hello Vashti. So happy to come across your channel. Are you painting on the canvas? Yes, I'm painting on the canvas. I prepare my canvas with 3 layers of gesso. Gesso. So, sometimes I hear some people saying gesso, other people saying gesso. And 1 layer of any gray color that I have. Sometimes I just use pure gray, like black and white, to tone the canvas. I always prefer work on a toned canvas. You know that it's easier to judge the color on a toned canvas, especially for lighter colors. But on a white canvas, any light color is going to look a little bit darker. And that's going to confuse us a little bit. Okay, let's make a little bit of details. I'm gonna work on the eyes. Let me see if my screen's okay. I'm zooming in here. The eye on my paint on my screen. Okay. Oops. I keep forgetting that I have to add water. Okay, let me see. Okay. need another brush to blend that. Just a minute. Okay, this is what I say when this is what I said when I was speaking about blending. It's not like blending. It's more like just fading one paint on top of the other. Like for example here, I put the paint here. Okay, and with this brush, I go around the brush stroke, kind of spreading the brush stroke. I clean out the brush, and again. Okay. Okay, I need to pay a little bit of attention to the likeness. Something is not okay with this eye. Okay, and there is a little lighter value here. Okay, let's work on the iris. Something's not okay on the iris. Hello, Roro. What the dry time for oil paint than acrylic painting? What's the difference? I think in the dry time. Okay, there's a huge difference between oil paint and acrylics. Oil paints, it dries and you could paint for maybe, I think, 8 hours or maybe even 10 hours until you feel that the oil paint is kind of sticky. But at the same time, it depends on the weather, it depends where you are. Here in my country, in the coast, you can paint 8-10 hours. If you go to the Sierra, here in my country in Peru, you can paint a couple of days and you feel the painting that's still wet. It's pretty wet. I mean, you can continue painting and painting. With acrylics, they dry just in what, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I gotta say that nowadays acrylics dry a little bit slower than let's say 20 years ago or 30 years ago, that maybe you know that I tried acrylics maybe when I was in the third or fourth year in the School of Art. Okay, I started to paint with oils always. Okay, I mean, I know that so many people start to paint with acrylics and then paint with oil paint. In my case, you know, it's different. In my case, I mean, my mom, she's a painter. In the house, there was always oil paints. And that's what, well, that was my first choice. Let me see. I don't like the eye. But let's continue painting. Okay, you know what? Before this is gonna dry on me. This, I mean, you know, we spend a lot of time trying to get the portions right. I'm just going to put this paint here. I mean, I don't want to waste this. There's a little bit of gray here. Yeah. Wow. Too much gray. I have to mix again and change that color because I didn't realize there it looks like there are a little bit of black there, and that pollute my mixture. And now you see this color. I don't want to clean out that area, just want this painting to have more thick paint. What I'm going to do is just mix more paint here and put it on top of that. Okay, this is not gonna be the final color, you know, no right now, since you see this. Let me see. Terrible, 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 horrible. This is an accident, and this is not a happy accident. Yeah, maybe this is gonna be my style to leave this like that. I love this. Anyway, that wasn't. This is. I didn't have this in mind. I'm going to blend this a little bit, I just don't want to, I didn't want to waste too much paint. Okay. I didn't want the paint just dry on my palette. I can leave it there. What do you think? Oh, I think I can leave that brush stroke there. Maybe not. I don't know. What do you think about the brush stroke? Let me know. Do you think that would be a good idea to leave it there or not? Let me know what do you think. Please, before it gets dry. It's gonna be too late in a few minutes. Okay, that's better. I like it with those let's say palette knife strokes, but I mean I think it's better now. Okay, that's better. Let's work on details. Okay, Monique. See you later. Thank you, Tan Tuan. Vashti, I prefer the smoother look rather than brush strokes personally. Yeah, that's okay. Michael, too late, Michael. Catherine, Tatiana, what acrylics brands do you recommend? Oh, I don't have too much experience with acrylics. Sorry. I'm using right now this. This is the brand I'm using right now, Reefs. Okay. And I gotta be honest. You know my channel. You know that I paint mostly with oils. It was kind of the. It wasn't. It's not the cheapest one. Well, definitely it wasn't the expensive one. That's why I bought it. I mean, you can judge by yourself. It looks okay for me. I don't see like I mean I think the last time that I used acrylics, I used, oh my god, I don't remember, but I think uh, it was Rembrandt or Amsterdam. I think it was Amsterdam. I'm confusing this with Rembrandt. And I use it, to be honest, really thick. I remember really thick. Not, I mean, this is just not even the 10% of. And it took like an hour to dry in some areas. Really, really thick. Okay, that's my own experience with a different brand. was too much yellow. I added too much red here, that's why I'm adding a little bit of gray, just to gray down this area. Okay, I need to darken this. Okay, I'm gonna just do that in a minute. Okay, let's leave that there. Let's work on the nose. Mix a little bit of blue with red. I already have here some dark red, just like brown. work on the mouth, lower lip. I'm gonna light up the lower lip. Okay, I'm cleaning the same brush, and I'm gonna use the same brush to blend, to soften this brush stroke. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do the same on the upper lip. It's getting light up here. Just there. Clean the brush, and I soften this. And I'm keeping this dark here close to the mirror of the mouth. I need to work on the shape of the mouth, because I have like a straight line, and definitely it's not a straight line. And adding a highlight, and with this brush I'm just softening the brush stroke. Hello Ingrid, hello Lucas, hello Dennis, hello Murat. I'm trying to keep these two brushes on my hand. Okay. Apply paint with one, and with this one I just soften the brush stroke. I saw a question. It was, I think, okay, I don't see it now. It was about the sizes of my brushes. I have The size of the painting is like 8 by 8 inches, and I have this brush number 0. This brush is number, I don't remember, I don't see anymore. Oh, number 6. This one number 10. This one number 12. This one number 10. The problem is with the sizes is just it varies a lot. Number 10, number 10. You see the difference. Okay. Kind of difficult to too much difference, just too much difference between the brands. They should have some kind of I don't know, agreement to all of them, just to work with the same sizes. In this way it's not confusing. Now I'm going to change my brush for a darker color, mixing blue, red and yellow, just mixing some brown. Let's see, I add the brush stroke. Okay, I have this brush here that I'm using for blending. It's wet, and I do this. I'm going to use a bigger brush to blend. Okay, I need to. Now my brushes are just getting dry here. I need to spray water on all of them. I'm going to use this brush, number 12. The brand is Singer. I hope you can see it there. It's wet, and I do this. Okay. Let's see if this is okay. You know that I want a little bit of this grayish color that I added at the beginning. Okay, I don't see it anymore. I think I have to just add some glazes to try to get the balance. I see a little bit of the grayish here and here, but not that much. I think, yeah, I don't have more option just to add a glaze. Mixing black, red and yellow. Now here I have to be a little bit faster, and I don't like to leave sharp edges. Okay. And I need to soften this. Okay. I think it's okay. No, no, it's not okay. I mean, it's just this edge. I need to work here. The value is not right. It should be darker here. And the shape here of the forehead is not right. Okay. That's better. Oh, I forgot to soften this. Okay, still wet. That's perfect. Mixing black, red, a touch of yellow. With this one, I'm going to soften that edge. Okay. still need to work on values a lot. One of the good things about working with acrylics, it's gonna be always I feel like let's say that it's like a speed up process of oil painting. I mean, that's what I feel because you know that I used to paint more with oils. And for example, doing this here, making this dark, is something that I would do use with in oil paints after a week or 2 weeks when the painting is dry. And this is a glaze. With a glaze, I change the value here, and of course I add. You see this gradation, and that's something that usually we do that after a week with oil paints, and that's the advantage of the dry time with acrylics. The only problem that's gonna be always that sometimes when we want to retouch an area, we're gonna realize that it's gonna be kind of really difficult to match with the color. You know that happens because acrylics when they gets dry gets a little bit darker, and that's gonna be always something difficult to try to match. I need to light up the upper lip. Hello Leticia, hello Jaime, thank you Kemi. Gilbert is asking me, do you have a special way to stop the acrylic paint from drying too fast? No, I'm just working with water. Okay. Okay, what I want is just the acrylic just to dry. I mean, on its own speed. I don't want this to dry faster or slower. Okay. In fact, sometimes I just want this to dry even faster because I want just to add a little bit of paint, and I want to add more paint, but I don't want this paint to get mixed with the other. Okay. And you know, I mean, for example, this area here, I added more paint. You can see here. Pretty sure this is wet. This is still wet, and it's been maybe 20 minutes. I don't want to touch it, but I'm pretty sure it's wet. I mean, if you add acrylics more thin, it's gonna dry faster. It's thicker, it's gonna dry slower. It's just about the amount of paint. For example, right now, I would like this to dry faster, because 20 minutes is just too much. And I have seen sometimes acrylics paintings that it didn't dry in an hour because it has too much thick paint. And I mean, I don't want that when I work with. It's like it's a different mindset. Every time that I'm gonna paint with acrylics, in my head is just to take advantage of the dry time. Okay, I know that I start to think different. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna add a layer, and then it's gonna dry. I'm gonna add another layer, and continue on and on and on. Okay, when I paint with oils, I think, okay, this is not gonna dry. I'm gonna mix the painting on top of, okay, one layer on top of the other. It's gonna get mixed on the canvas. Okay, it's just like a different mindset, a different approach. It's just because it's drying time. And obviously, for example, if I'm working with watercolor, it's totally a different approach. Every material it has a different technique, a different mindset. You have to, let's say, change the way that you blend every time that you change the material. And in my way of thinking, I don't think about fighting. I don't think about fight the acrylic. Like, okay, I want this to work slower, this one to dry slower. No, I'm just assuming that this is gonna dry faster, and trying to take advantage of that. Jaime is asking, does acrylic lose its original color? That's true. With time, I mean, at the moment when we paint, it gets a little bit darker when it dries. What it makes really difficult to try to match the color again. Okay, I mean, I have seen that so many times. People trying to match the color and they're not able to get it because they think that's right when it's wet. As soon as it get dry, they see that it's a little bit darker. What can you do? Well, that's a tough question. I don't know. I mean, just continue painting, adding layer after layer. It's like I don't try to match the previous color. I'm just going on top of the painting again and again. I add more paint, I add thicker paint, thinner paint. Okay. But that's something that's gonna be really difficult if you try to match a color with acrylics. Especially when that happens, yeah? When you change the value when it gets dry. I got a question. I remember somebody asked me, "What should I do?" I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, what would be a nice answer? Well, that's kind of difficult. It's just a material. It's just like, I don't know. What can I say? The funny thing is, when I paint with acrylics, like so often, I keep forgetting all those things. I'm starting just more comfortable, and I forget that it dries a little bit darker. I forget that all of those things, and I just paint. Okay, I need to add some glazes here. Let's see, it's been what, almost 40 minutes. Let's see if this is dry. You want a bit? I think it's still wet. Let's see. Yeah, you see, it's still wet. Okay, this is one thing that I expect from oil paint, but I don't like this from acrylic. Right now I want this to be dry, completely dry, because I'm planning to add a glaze there. Okay, so that means that it's not working for me right now. I'm adding a light here on the iris. I mean, what should I do right now? You want, I mean, some people want acrylic dry slower. I want right now this to dry faster. A hair dryer is a good option. I don't have a hair dryer with me. I'm gonna add the highlight here a little bit. I'm gonna paint the pupil. I'm gonna paint a little bit of light here on the sclera. Now what? Now what? I think I have to go upstairs and just look for a hair dryer. I'm not gonna wait here. What? It's been more than 20 minutes since I applied this thick paint. Gilbert, I paint every morning in oils and use Winsor Newton liquid to help speed up the drying time for next morning. Okay, that's good. Yeah. I have troubles when I try to blend acrylics, especially clouds and landscapes. Any secrets that can help to blend acrylics so that clouds look fluffy? Okay. Okay. In that case, you have to use those mediums that slow down the acrylic dry time. Yeah, that's the only way I think to blend clouds, or just in that case that would be paint really fast, prepare the color really fast, and try to blend really fast. The other option I have is just try to add layer after layer and blend, and fade the layer with the one layer on top of the other. When I say, I mean by that is this. I'm just gonna make this here a little bit of this. Let's say I do this, and then with another brush. Oh, wow. That was my palette knife. With another brush is wet. I can. This is fading, and the idea is to end up with a kind of soft transition. Okay? That's not easy, but that's the only thing that I think is gonna help to blend. To know that everything is okay, trying to slow down acrylics, try to speed up oil paints. Speaking about the dry time, for me, it works just the way it is, just the way it is. I know for sure that acrylics are gonna dry faster, and that's it for me. I don't expect the acrylics to do anything more than that. Yeah, but that's me. That's me. It's just me that I don't fight acrylic. It's just I don't get mad that, oh my god, this is drying too fast. No, that's normal. And with oil paints, I just work with linseed oil and turpentine. That means that the dry time doesn't gonna be slow. I don't use any medium to speed up the dry time. But like I said, that's me. Yes, I'm not in a hurry when I paint with oil paints, and not in a hurry when I paint with acrylics. That's not completely true, yeah. With acrylics, sometimes we have to work a little bit faster, definitely. Yeah? You see, you can call this blending, but this no. This is not like blending. It's like just making the upper adding the glaze. You see, and I'll make it a little bit darker again. Okay. Now, of course, to do this, we need the right tool. I have a brush, synthetic brush number 12. You see the shape of the brush. Originally, this was a pointy brush, a round brush. Now you see the shape. Now I need to darken all this area. I'm gonna touch this. Oh, still wet. A little bit. My God. I don't want to go upstairs for the hair dryer. Hello, Lee Atelier. Wanna buy my book? I don't have any book. Sorry, I don't have any book. Gilbert. Okay. Thank you. Hello, Blight. Yes. Dennis is saying something here. For clouds, use Chinese makeup brushes. Okay, maybe that works. Who knows? I think those are really soft. Yeah, maybe we gotta try, eh? We gotta try all the materials. All the tools. Okay, this is, let's say, my way of blending. I add the paint, but you know, this is no blending. I mean, I'm doing this right now that it's just like glazing. At the beginning, I added more paint. It's not like always the same way of working. Sometimes I add less paint, sometimes I add more paint. But what I do, like always, I end up with really thin layers. Okay, I always end up with thin layers. But it's easier, eh, with thin layers, just to control values. It's like here, I make this darker just by repeating again and again. Now I just waiting because I want to darken this area here. Let's see. This is the same. I add paint. You see, it's not thick. I have my brush for blending. It's wet. I do this. Okay. I let it dry. This is gonna dry faster because obviously I don't have too much paint there. Okay, I'm not gonna wait for this to dry. I'm gonna add more paint because I'm making a mistake here. I'm gonna correct something that's not right. Okay, again, this brush is wet, but it doesn't mean that it has a lot of water. I dip the brush in water and I do this. Okay, now I can use it. Okay. Okay, let's do the same here. For example, I want to make this darker a little bit. Like this, now the same brush. Okay, just there. Just there, I don't want to touch it anymore. Okay, if it's too dark, we have to paint again or try to clean out this. that's gonna happen with acrylics, with anything. You have to go back and forth, just adding paint, retouching again and again. Hello Maggie. Dennis, you forgot to put a link to for the picture. Oh, okay, so sorry. Yeah, I forgot it. I forget it. Yeah. Let's do the same here. You see, it's really thin. I do this. Now I have my brush. This is wet. Where did I do this? Wow, this is still wet here. It's still wet. It didn't dry. Okay, I cannot wait more for this to dry. That means that I have to just put more paint and mix everything here. No, I'm making a live stream. I mean, I cannot wait that much. But if you're working at home, I mean, the ideal is wait. Yeah? You can wait more time. For me, that's gonna be just working this again. Really lightly with this brush. You see, I mean, if you see me like working in slow motion, you see that no pressure in the brush against the canvas. It's almost on the air. Okay, I make this darker. I have to make this darker too. Okay, I made a mistake here. This is kind of greenish. I add some red, pink there. I'm gonna change the color. This is more like a grayish color. I don't want too much paint, and I'm gonna change it here a little bit. Okay, now go back to this pink. If I make a mistake here, what I'm going to do is just add more paint again to all this area. Just prepare more paint and paint over that. Okay, this is something that I wanted to do. Yeah, I need to light up. It's not perfect, but this is what I wanted. Wow, it's too pinky that. Okay, now I have too much light on the forehead. I'm not gonna be able to fix that because this is still wet. That's a mistake that I did at the beginning. Okay, what else? zoom this to see this eye. Okay, here I'm gonna work with almost no paint. You know, I don't want to make this sharp, but I need to work a little bit on the white of the eye. I see a little bit of the white of the eye here. No paint, kind of transparent. Okay, I think that's okay. But you know that if I want to make details, that's gonna be in this eye, not this eye. Obviously, this eye is a little away from us. Yeah, that means that we can just blur this, unfocus this eye, the edges, all of that. No details. We need to add a little bit of red always here. This is some part of this area here. We need to create the illusion that is transparent. Okay, a little bit of red is gonna help us. It's gonna be difficult, but anyway, we have to try. Tengo 100.
Ya pedí ya. Voy a bajar el debe.
Sorry. Tengo 100. Sorry, they're asking me for money. Okay, the last thing that I can do is use a dry brush. Dry brush, it means I use just almost no paint, and it's always it's like scumbling. Okay, I don't know if you all are familiar with that term. It's kind of something similar to glazing, but glazing is, I mean, wet, transparent paint, and scumbling is, let's say that a brush with almost no paint, enough to make a subtle change. Let me work on the shape of, yeah, because I didn't get, I mean, I always try to get the likeness really close, you know. 60–70% is okay. Sometimes when I'm painting an actress, I'm really crazy about trying to get the likeness. Not always. A little bit of transparency on the eye. Okay, the mouth is okay. The nose, I think, is too reddish, but it's okay at the end. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just this light is just too bright, but you know that the painting is too wet. I cannot work. Yeah, right now I want the acrylic paint dry faster, and you know that usually happens. Okay, I'm about just to finish up this. You wanna paint along with me? I have group classes, my Patreon account. No, we have a class in an hour. It's a 4 hours long paint along session. We start in an hour, we end up in 4 hours later. For me, that's gonna be 6 p.m. and we end up at 10 p.m. We have these paint along sessions every Tuesday, every Wednesday, and Sundays. Just up to 10 people. Let's say those are just like VIP groups. Anyone can join, yeah? I mean, Sundays is full, but Tuesday I have, I think, three free spots. Okay. The first tools in the world are fingers and hammer. Yeah, that's right, Dennis. Money, how much do you earn from YouTube? I'm making a lot? No, I'm not making a lot. I wish. I think the upper lip is, the lip is too thick, eh? If you like the video, please press the like button. That's kind of even, I think it's even more important that subscribe to my channel. Don't subscribe to my channel, just press the like button. Okay. I see a sharp edge here. I need to soften this. It's too dark. Okay, let's make this darker. That's one of my neighbors working on something. And that's my little dog. Okay, I think this light is too bright, and at the same time I think I need to add a little bit of light here. Okay. This orange in the nose is kind of, I see it even, it looks like every time that I see that spot, it's getting reddish and reddish and orangey and orangey. I'm gonna put some eyelashes, a little bit. Okay. Okay. Getting to the end. Remember that. Usually I used to sell these paintings in live streams. If somebody is interested, just let me know. Okay. That's it, I think. Yeah, I see some problem in the mouth. Okay, but then, oh no, yes. Okay, last thing I do is, like I said, I pick up a brush that is just dry. Okay, this is completely dry. Let's say I pick up a little bit of paint. Okay, I take out the excess of paint from the brush. Okay, so I can do this. And with just this, I do something like this. Okay, let's say I'm using red. That would be to add a little bit of pink here. Just that. Maybe here a little bit lighter. Okay. It's almost no paint here. You can do this to retouch some areas. Change some color. Okay. For example, the ear is more reddish. I can add more red, more pink. Now it depends on the tooth of your canvas. You know, my canvas is really soft, really smooth. It doesn't have too much tooth. But you do this on a canvas that has a lot of tooth, you're gonna see that that's like a small texture, which is pretty good. It's like watching when you draw on paper that has some tooth. It's just kind of the same. And I mean, for me, it works really good. I can do this anywhere. Like, for example, to soften this, not too much paint. Okay. Obviously, if you continue doing this all over the painting, you can make it even really smooth. I remember one of my teachers, he used to paint with just a dry brush. It was really a long process because it was layer after layer, but the result was really smooth. Right now, I think this too pink here. Yeah? I got distracted with this color. I'm gonna add this gray, take off the excess of paint, almost nothing. Okay, graying down, still too pink. Add white and yellow. Okay, let's see if that works. Almost no paint. Okay. A little bit better. Yeah, because this is reddish and this is greenish. Okay. Both neutralize. It has to be transparent. Okay, I don't want this to be green. Okay. It doesn't look too reddish. No. You can do that everywhere. For example, this right on the nose. Kind of I like it, but sometimes I see it and I feel that it's just too intense. Now it looks, I think, more natural. Okay. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. I'm done. You can go now. You can go now. What are you doing still here? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. See you next time. For me, it's 5:23. I need at least 20 minutes just to take a rest, take a quick nap, and be ready for Tuesday paint and lawn session. Okay. See you next time. Take care, you all. Thank you for being here watching me painting. Bye. Take care. Thank you, Monique, Kemi, Dennis, you all. Okay? Blight, Gilbert, you are here. Take care, bye. Oh, the link to the image. Okay. I'm gonna look for the link, okay? I will try really hard. I can promise you anything. But I will. Bye, take care.